Wang Yibo and Xiao will have a lively wedding party. Fans are ecstatic. The news hit like an electric pulse across the globe, a revelation that transformed curiosity into pure exhilaration. Wang Yibo and Xiao, already celebrated for their partnership, are preparing to host a lively wedding party that promises to be one of the most talked about events in contemporary celebrity history. Fans have flooded social media with messages of excitement, anticipation, and wonder, knowing that the moment will not be merely a ceremony, but a cultural event of unprecedented magnitude. The wedding announcement followed months of whispers, speculation, and subtle signs of a shared life, culminating in the confirmation that their private engagement and adoption news were just the beginning of a story that is now entering its most public, most jubilant chapter. The world was already aware of the depth of their bond, the courage of their private engagement, the devotion reflected in their adoption. But now, the anticipation of celebration took the emotional resonance to new heights. There is something uniquely compelling about the promise of a wedding. It is both an intimate commitment and a public declaration, a moment where personal truth becomes a shared experience. For Wang Yibo and Xiao, whose relationship has been observed with quiet admiration for years, the upcoming wedding embodies both personal authenticity and communal spectacle. It signals a joyful affirmation that transcends ordinary celebrity milestones. This is not merely a union between two individuals, it is a celebration of loyalty, courage, and enduring connection. Fans have responded with unprecedented fervor. Across continents, social media exploded with reactions, ranging from exuberant declarations to analytical observations of what the event might signify. Hashtags began trending within minutes, fan accounts mobilized to express anticipation, and commentary flooded entertainment news outlets. What makes this reaction so extraordinary is the universal tone of respect and affection. Fans are not simply curious about the event, they are emotionally invested in the happiness and union of two figures who have symbolized sincerity and devotion in an era often dominated by spectacle. The upcoming wedding is described as lively, and that word alone has generated a storm of imagination and speculation. A lively wedding suggests not just celebration, but energy, connection, and joy, themes that have long been associated with Wang Yibo and Xiao individually and as a partnership. Fans imagine an event that will blend elegance with warmth, grandeur with intimacy, artistry with authenticity. It promises to be a reflection of their shared life, a manifestation of the bond that has been nurtured quietly and deliberately over time. Analysts note that this wedding could set a new precedent in celebrity culture. While weddings among public figures often attract attention for spectacle, Wang Yibo and Xiao's announcement emphasizes emotion, unity, and fan engagement over mere visual grandeur. Their journey to this point, a private engagement, the adoption of a child, years of careful cultivation of mutual respect, ensures that the celebration carries an extraordinary weight of authenticity. The excitement is not derived from gossip or scandal. It is derived from the public witnessing the culmination of a love story that has been respected, admired, and quietly understood for years. One of the most remarkable aspects of this upcoming wedding is its capacity to galvanize global audiences. Even those who do not follow their careers closely find themselves drawn into the narrative of connection, courage, and shared purpose. It is the narrative of two individuals stepping confidently into a shared future, choosing joy, commitment, and celebration in a world that is often hurried, fragmented, and distracted. The wedding party becomes not merely an event, but a statement about the power of enduring bonds and the beauty of intentional choice. The energy surrounding the wedding announcement reflects a broader trend in fan culture, a hunger for authenticity and emotional truth. In recent years, audiences have grown weary of relationships presented as performances, of spectacles that mask uncertainty or insecurity. Wang Yibo and Xiao have consistently embodied qualities that inspire trust, integrity, consistency, and emotional resonance. Their wedding promises to extend these qualities into a communal celebration that invites fans to participate, albeit virtually or symbolically, in a moment that is deeply meaningful yet joyfully shared. Media outlets have highlighted several key elements that contribute to the anticipation. First, the idea of a lively wedding suggests inclusivity, warmth, and energy, a stark contrast to sterile or overly scripted events. Second, the pairing of a public celebration with a private, intentional life narrative, the secret engagement and adoption, creates a multi-layered story that transcends ordinary celebrity milestones. Finally, the announcement itself emphasizes joy, suggesting that the focus will be on connection and celebration rather than formality or display. Fans have responded with imaginative enthusiasm, creating countless posts envisioning the aesthetic, music, and energy of the wedding. Many anticipate a fusion of modern elegance and personal touches that reflect the couple's journey, subtle nods to the adoption, to shared milestones, and to private moments that have defined their partnership. The word lively has sparked speculation about vibrant ceremonies, dynamic performances, and celebratory moments that will invite emotional participation even from those who cannot attend. Social media has become a living gallery of fan art, concept imagery, and emotional commentary, transforming anticipation into a shared global experience. Industry observers have noted the symbolic resonance of this event. In an era where personal narratives are often obscured by marketing and performance, a wedding that highlights authentic joy, unity, and celebration has far-reaching significance. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's journey represents more than romance. It represents stability, maturity, and shared purpose. The wedding party is therefore not simply a personal milestone, it is a cultural moment, demonstrating the emotional impact that celebrity narratives can achieve when grounded in sincerity and intention. The announcement also invites reflection on the evolution of their partnership. What began as private admiration and public speculation evolved into engagement, adoption, and now the promise of a celebratory union. Each milestone has reinforced the perception of their relationship as deliberate, authentic, and resilient. The upcoming wedding is a culmination of these elements, a point where emotional resonance meets public acknowledgement. It demonstrates that intentional love, when nurtured thoughtfully, can withstand public scrutiny while maintaining its integrity. Fans have expressed intense anticipation not just for the ceremony itself, but for the energy and joy that will surround it. There is an expectation of moments that are emotionally charged yet celebratory, moments that will inspire laughter, tears, and collective participation. The term lively has become a unifying theme, symbolizing a dynamic celebration of love, family, and shared journey. In every post, comment, or discussion, the excitement reflects a deep appreciation of both their personal integrity and their willingness to share happiness in a meaningful way. Media outlets are projecting that this wedding will dominate entertainment coverage for months, not as scandal or gossip, but as a cultural phenomenon. Analysts suggest that the event will redefine expectations for celebrity weddings, setting a new benchmark for authenticity, emotional resonance, and fan engagement. It is not merely a display, it is a reflection of shared values, a public acknowledgement of a journey marked by patience, responsibility, and profound devotion. The announcement has also sparked wider discussions about the role of joy in public life. In times dominated by uncertainty and fragmented narratives, a wedding celebrated with liveliness and sincerity resonates across demographics, cultures, and social contexts. Fans have shared personal reflections on how witnessing this celebration offers hope, inspiration, and emotional connection. It is not just entertainment. It is a collective experience of joy, anticipation, and admiration. The anticipation continues to grow as details slowly emerge. While much is being kept private, the public has already embraced the notion of a wedding as a unifying, jubilant moment. The focus is not on extravagance, but on authenticity, the celebration of two individuals whose partnership has been marked by courage, clarity, and shared purpose. Every aspect of the event, from the mood to the atmosphere, is expected to reflect the same energy that has defined their relationship: intentional, joyful, and profoundly resonant. Social media, fan forums, and entertainment outlets continue to amplify the excitement. The wedding is no longer just a private celebration, it has become a global emotional phenomenon. Fans are engaging with the announcement of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's upcoming wedding had barely settled in the public consciousness when the scale of the global reaction became impossible to ignore. What began as a single declaration evolved into a tidal wave of anticipation, discussion, and emotional investment. The sheer magnitude of the response reflected the depth of connection fans felt to the duo, a connection that had grown steadily over years of observation, admiration, and subtle hints of unity. This wedding was not simply a ceremony, it was the culmination of a journey that had captured hearts across continents and languages, and now, the world collectively waited for the day when that journey would be formally celebrated. The term lively attached to the wedding sparked particularly intense discussion. It was not merely a description of energy or entertainment. It implied a celebration infused with personality, joy, and intentionality. Fans interpreted it as a reflection of the couple's shared spirit, dynamic yet harmonious, radiant yet grounded. The very idea of liveliness resonated because it suggested that the wedding would be an authentic expression of who Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were as partners, a public celebration of the life they had cultivated together in privacy and intentionality. Anticipation became a shared emotional experience, creating a collective excitement that transcended ordinary fan enthusiasm. Within hours of the announcement, social media platforms were flooded with creative expressions of excitement. Illustrations, digitally rendered wedding concepts, and fan-made tributes quickly went viral, each piece celebrating the couple's journey and projecting the emotion of the upcoming event. Fans imagined symbolic nods to milestones such as their engagement and adoption, crafting scenarios that highlighted the depth of the couple's commitment and the vibrancy of the wedding itself. The narrative of a lively wedding became more than speculation. It became a communal canvas on which the global audience could project admiration, joy, and hope. Analysts observing the phenomenon noted that this announcement carried significance beyond mere celebrity culture. In a media landscape often saturated with scandal, sensationalism, or fleeting gossip, the story of Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's wedding stood out as a narrative built on authenticity, continuity, and emotional resonance. Unlike ordinary celebrity unions, this event promised depth, intention, and a carefully nurtured foundation of love and mutual respect. Each detail of their journey, from private partnership to secret engagement, to adoption, to the upcoming celebration, contributed to a narrative arc that audiences had been following quietly, patiently, and with growing emotional investment. The global excitement also revealed a broader cultural shift in the way audiences engage with celebrity narratives. Fans expressed admiration not for material spectacle but for the qualities that underpin the couple's relationship: intentionality, transparency, devotion, and shared responsibility. Their wedding was understood as a milestone not just in romance but in partnership, a visible acknowledgement of years of trust and careful collaboration. Social media commentary reflected this understanding, with threads and discussions emphasizing the emotional depth of the upcoming celebration rather than superficial details of attire, location, or aesthetics. The anticipation of the wedding has also stimulated discussion about the role of joy and celebration in a highly mediated world. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's announcement, framed with the promise of a lively celebration, has been interpreted as a collective invitation for fans to participate emotionally, if not physically. The term lively resonates on multiple levels, symbolizing vibrancy, engagement, and emotional warmth. It suggests that the wedding will not merely be a private milestone but a shared emotional experience, allowing fans to witness, imagine, and celebrate the couple's happiness in a communal way. Industry observers have emphasized that this wedding could become a defining moment in celebrity culture. By anchoring the event in authenticity rather than spectacle, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan are challenging conventional expectations. Traditionally, celebrity weddings are measured by extravagance, exclusivity, and spectacle. Here, anticipation centers on emotional resonance, symbolic intention, and shared joy. This approach elevates the celebration, making it culturally significant beyond mere fanfare. It positions the wedding as a model for how celebrity milestones can balance private intimacy with public acknowledgement, blending personal significance with shared emotional impact. Fans have expressed overwhelming excitement at the prospect of seeing their idols publicly affirm a commitment that has already been marked by meaningful milestones. Many highlight the engagement and adoption as foundational moments, now culminating in a wedding celebration that promises to unify private intention and public celebration. The event is viewed not merely as a ceremony, but as a symbolic consolidation of a carefully nurtured partnership. Every detail, from planning to execution, is expected to reflect the couple's authenticity, joy, and shared vision. The anticipation has also sparked reflections on the symbolic resonance of the wedding in the broader context of global culture. It has become a narrative about enduring partnership in a world often dominated by fleeting attention and ephemeral trends. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's journey demonstrates that love, commitment, and celebration can coexist with public scrutiny without compromising integrity. Their wedding is not just a personal milestone, it is a visible affirmation that meaningful connection, carefully preserved and nurtured over time, can thrive even in the most highly observed circumstances. Moreover, the emotional energy surrounding the wedding demonstrates the power of shared enthusiasm. Fans have taken the announcement as an opportunity to collectively participate in anticipation, creating a global conversation about celebration, commitment, and joy. Hashtags, fan tributes, and creative expressions have transformed social media into a canvas of collective emotion, allowing the global audience to share in the excitement while respecting the private significance of the event. The wedding thus operates simultaneously as a private milestone and a communal emotional experience. The narrative arc leading to this moment, the private engagement, the adoption, and now the wedding, amplifies the emotional resonance of the announcement. Fans perceive continuity, growth, and deliberate intention, interpreting the wedding as a culmination of years of trust, partnership, and shared milestones. The word lively captures not just the anticipated energy of the celebration but the essence of the couple's partnership, dynamic, harmonious, and joyfully authentic. It is a promise that the wedding will reflect the same qualities that have long inspired admiration for Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, now magnified for the global audience to witness. Finally, the announcement has prompted reflections on the universal qualities it embodies: authenticity, celebration, and joy. In a world where public attention often prioritizes scandal, spectacle, or superficiality, Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's wedding announcement emphasizes emotional resonance, intentionality, and shared happiness. It invites a global audience to participate emotionally, to project their admiration and joy, and to recognize the enduring value of partnership and celebration grounded in sincerity. The upcoming wedding is more than an event. It is a collective emotional milestone, a point where anticipation, admiration, and shared joy converge.